Hello everyone, this is Monstertaming coming at you with another Interface newsletter video. This time we have community newsletter for November 4th, 2022. Sorry, a little bit late in getting the newsletter in. But to start things off, we have the Kickstarter rewards for the Artificer backers. Another friendly reminder that the Artificer Design Challenge will start on November 14th and last until December 6th. In the private Discord channel, if you want to participate, it's very important you join the server before the end date. See this post for more detailed information on how to access the dev team Discord channel and submit your name. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to support@skymelt.com. We're so excited to be starting soon, or 10 more days, or when I post this thing, it'll be about 8 more days. For the Combat Arena, we have a hot fix for the Combat Arena Alpha, which addressed problems with kinfolk not swapping properly, also fixed the issues with Dig not behaving properly when same key to fire is enabled. Single player, we've implemented a very early first version of characters that support customization in the game. This is the character that will soon be the result of our character creation. The procedural settings of terrain sculpting has also been a major focus this sprint. We fine-tune these settings for the current biome when it becomes much easier to apply them to new biomes in the future. Earlier this week, you saw a sneak peek of this showcase as we showcase our terrain sculpting process. We have an extended version to show you further along in the process. So this is about a 5-minute long video. I don't know that we're going to watch the whole thing, but we're going to watch some of it at least. Now, one thing that you'll notice is this is basically the song from the Combat Arena Alpha. If you watch any of my videos on there, you'll probably recognize it. But it's a little bit different. Like, there's more stuff going on with it. I'm not 100% sure if there's more instruments. Like, I can't remember the exact instruments before, but there's definitely more. It's like the Combat Arena song, but with more depth added to it. So that's kind of interesting. Kind of get like a sneak peek of a song as well as the train editing. This train editing, I think they said took about 4 hours, maybe? I can't remember, like on the actual YouTube video of it. It definitely looks complicated for someone who has no idea how train editing works. It's kind of interesting to think. I wonder if we'll actually be able to recognize this area in game. Like, is this going to be somewhere we can actively go and explore in game? I imagine it is, since they put so much work into it. How much longer do we have? So we still have like 3 minutes left, so I might start fast forwarding through. Or you could just fast forward through this video, I suppose, like the YouTube video. If you don't want to watch this, you can fast forward a little bit ahead, but I'll keep giving commentary on here. I am a big fan of Riverside aesthetically. Like, I love how the river and the trees look, and this looks like it has a similar vibe to it. So, hey, this could be like further up or down river from Riverside, perhaps. Kind of also reminds me of a MMORPG Tycoon 2, which I do on my alternate channel, Bisloba Plays. If you haven't checked that out already, you can. Link should be in the description. If not, it's in my Discord. That link is in the description. But yeah, kind of almost reminds me of that, like in a much more complicated version of that, to be fair. But just a very surface level elements reminding me of it. Like, if you're interested in this, but don't really want to go through the process of becoming a proper, designer, then that's a pretty fun game to just mess around with as like a casual enjoyer of such things. It's just looking at this kind of inspires me with thinking about exploring, like seeing the top of that mountain, wonder if there's going to be any hidden thing up there, or if there's like some kinfolk that maybe you could only catch that lives up in the mountains, stuff like that. Maybe you see them, maybe you see like an avian nest up there or something. Like imagine you see avian just perched on the mountaintop up there, and you don't have an avian yet, so you run up there and start trying to find a way to climb the mountain to catch avian. And I think that's going to be the part of the epicness of Kindred Fates being an open world game, is you're going to have awesome moments like that. I normally try not to think about them too much because I don't want to get myself too terribly hyped for it, because I know it's still a ways off. 2024 is the projected release date, with 2023 being the projected release date for the beta, in case you didn't know. But yeah, this does look really cool and excites me greatly. Oh, I almost forgot about the advanced environmental interactions. So yeah, I wonder if you can like catch the trees and grass and stuff on fire, or maybe make the river flood or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what the extent of these environmental actions are going to be, or like freeze the river or something. That'd be cool. We haven't seen any kinfolk with an ice theme yet. But yeah, that looks really nice, especially that little ending shot, the wonderful thumbnail. We added the capability for certain hitboxes on enemy kinfolk to receive damage differently. This will most likely only be used in the game story mode. Yeah, I can understand why you would want to do it in the story mode, but it can also be interesting if you want to make headshots, I think. I'm not sure I'm not saying you should make headshots thing, but if you did want to, that could be interesting for PvP. Perhaps it would require a lot more thought than just a casual mention. And also some bigger kinfolk could possibly make up for being so easy to hit with making it so that they only have a certain weak spot. Maybe give them more resistance, but if you hit them in a weak spot, they take bonus damage or something like that. The basics of NPC summoners are implemented and working now. NPC summoners can actively move around and make decisions simultaneously with their kinfolk while in combat. This is extra tricky since all NPC summoners and their kinfolk share the same player data, similar to how it works for actual players of the game with their own team of kinfolk. Many spots in the game's code had to be edited to allow NPCs to do things that previously could only be done by the player. We created behavior tree frameworks for summoners and their kinfolk to have unique, adjustable utility AI. Everything unique about the NPC summoner, from how they decide to move around, act in combat, to which kinfolk are on their team, to the stats and the AI of each individual kinfolk live in the assets. When an NPC is spawned, it checks all the actions listed in the AI assets and dynamically builds a behavior tree that is able to perform all those actions. Excuse me. This will allow us to easily create different NPC summoner variants and plug the desired AI into their editor or runtime when they're spawned. It also saves on duplication. If there are any grunt type summoners who have similar AI, they can now share the same AI assets. Work has started for allowing NPC summoners kinfolk to use combos that involve swapping characters mid-combo. This allows for greater combo diversity and more abilities to be chained together by summoners kinfolk. We're very excited for the possibilities open up for enemy encounters. Yes, so like, you know, the classic sleep into them putting down Wicked Thorn, them throwing an explosion. Like that AI, you can do that as a player, I'm pretty sure. Now, you just can't do the Scorch with it, but an AI could do that very quickly. I imagine, like as a player, that requires very precise timing. It's very easy to mess up. You also have the classic Iron Fist into any number of things. Iron Fist into Hulk or something like that would be one example, or Stunner Flies into Quicksand, something like that as well. Made some major progress in fixing the pop-in for trees. As you get further away from the models, they transition to less detailed versions or save processing power, and vice versa as you get closer. Historically, these transitions have been more abrupt than we'd like, but they're in a good spot now. It's a minor detail in the grand scheme of things, but it'll hopefully be meaningful improvement to immersion. I absolutely think it will be. There's nothing worse for immersion than just seeing items just pop in. So a good fade in for them and stuff like that is very important. Spawning issues weren't limited to Combat Arena Alpha. The Sprint, there was a separate issue causing problems for spawning in single player. Thankfully, it got everything back in working order there too. The combat in the single player has been in need of tuning up for different reasons than Combat Arena Alpha. We've adjusted accuracy of some ranged attacks and fixed issues with auto fire on press and auto fire on release. Also, various bugs finally got the devs' attention this sprint after focusing on the Combat Arena Alpha's bugs for a while. Thank you for stopping by. See you next time on November 18th. You count the extended video there. This was a pretty chunky newsletter, one of the longest I've ever covered, but I hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless. And if you haven't already, you should check out the community tab on my channel. It's been having a lot of fun there. Auburn is pretty much dominating the popularity polls right now, so go cast your vote. And until next time, this is Monstertaming Bisloba signing off. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye. God bless, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.